Hi, in this video I'm going to show you two ways to make a box and whisker plot using technology. First, we're going to be using Google Sheets, which is not perfect, but it does do the job in some way. And then we're going to go over to Desmos, where I'm going to show you how to do a fantastic job of a box and whisker plot. All right, let's get started by using Google Sheets. The first thing you want to do is calculate the key values. Those are the minimum, the lower quartile, the upper quartile, and the maximum. And you may notice that one value is missing here, and that is the median. So that is where the box and whisker falls short in the Google Sheets. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to get this done. So first, we're going to calculate the minimum. Always start with the equal sign, so equal min, and open parenthesis, and the values are automatically highlighted, so I'll just accept that. And now we can go ahead and do the same for the lower quartile. Equals, and then we're going to type quartile, open parenthesis. Now I'm going to highlight the data, which didn't happen automatically this time. And I'm going to put comma and then 1 because it's our first quartile. The lower quartile is 1. All right, and so it calculated our lower quartile. We'll do the same for the upper quartile. Equals quartile, open parenthesis, highlight the data, and then upper quartile is the third quartile, close the parenthesis and enter. And finally, we're going to calculate the max, equal max. Make sure it's the right numbers that you have highlighted, and it calculates the max for you. From there, we highlight these values along with the title, which is test grade, and then I'm going to insert a chart. And it did automatically know what type of chart we were looking for, and that's the candlestick chart. So when you're ready to make a box and whisker plot in Google Sheets, you use a candlestick chart. It does come up top to bottom or bottom to top instead of side to side. So that's the minimum right here. The lower quartile is right here. The upper quartile is right here. The max is right here. But unfortunately, Google Sheets does not show the median. Even if you did calculate the median, it wouldn't show it. So Desmos is a great option to get that done. So let's say I want to get my box and whisker plot done. I can just copy the values, so just the values, not the title. And then I can move over to Desmos. So that's desmos.com/calculator. I'm going to create a list. So I'm going to call that list L1, just in case I have another list I want to create. Equal. I'm going to open my parenthesis and paste the values. Then close the parenthesis and press enter. So now we have the values in here, and now we're going to tell Desmos to make the box plot. In order to do that, we type the word box plot. It's one single word. Open parenthesis. Then I am going to type L1. Then I'm going to close the parenthesis and press enter. Now nothing appeared, which is unfortunate because, well, we should see a box plot. But the reason for that is because our minimum value was in the 50s. So the box plot is over to the right of the screen. So for Desmos, we can just move that over, just slide it over until we see what we need to see. And we can zoom in or out as needed. And here's the box plot. So we can exclude outliers or include them. This case, there were no outliers, so it doesn't matter. I can change the size, change the height. So notice it's kind of short. If we want it to be a little bit taller, we can change the height. So let's say I change that to 4 or 5. But now it's going below the axis, which I don't like. So we can change the offset as well. And so now that looks pretty good. Now, typically, when you see a box plot, you don't see a y-axis and you don't see a grid, typically. So what we can do to fix that is we can go into our settings where we see this little wrench here, and we can click to remove the grid, and we don't see the y-axis now, but we can also click to remove the y-axis, and now we have an awesome box plot. All right, so now you have two methods that you can choose from when you want to create a box plot. You can either use Google Sheets or Desmos Calculator.